Is that Indiana Shane?
Where's the cat?
I love your first movie. You know, the one where the big rock come rolling at you and tried to crush you. I didn't know they had rock and roll in the 30s.
Oh, jeez.
I kill me.
You kill us too.
Fantastic. I saw the poster. You found that thing. It's like, yeah, I'm not surprised he made an appearance.
Yeah, this is Nancy. She let me borrow it.
Is that new? Is that new or is that vintage?
Yeah, we found it at Target. Yesterday. First time I'd ever seen one. Actually, Nancy found it. It was the only one they had.
Boy, it looks just like him too, don't it?
Yeah.
Nice.
I told her, I said, I got to use it just to get the show started.
As you can see, our resident ninja has joined us. And...
Well, we got all kind of guests.
At least he won't be speaking.
That's right. He has no speaking part. Go away. No, the other way. Yeah, keep going. Look, no, you're hitting the ceiling, Goofus. Go that way. So much for the Anyways, hey guys, another week, another Joe Zone. And we have a special guest. For those of you that, everybody knows who Viper Island is, right? Everybody knows who Viper Island is. We have our very own Alabama Viper Island here tonight. So let him in and see what he. Oh, there. Jeez, what is it?
That is by far the best I've ever seen you look.
Thank you very much.
Oh, jeez. Did you hear the intro, Corey?
I heard the intro. I want to know if anybody got that picture I put on Facebook. That's actually the real Viper Island. I think it's south of Peru, somewhere. It's nothing but vipers and snakes on the whole island. You can't even go on the island.
Oh, I thought that was Washington, D.C.
I gotta take this off and put my glasses on where I can see, y'all.
Well, I wouldn't. I think I'd
I
probably
would
take
prefer
it
you not.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
All right. So, hey, you know what? Let me start with this before we go too much further. Retro Toy Quest. Wayne surpassed funding. He's at 105% funded.
Good job, Wayne.
And he's still got 9 days to go.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have not ordered your book, get over there and order your book. Let me see what I got going on here. He just was passing on his thanks for. He had just sent me a message. Sorry about that. If you lost me, I'm not sure if you did or not.
No,
he was just sending his thanks and his appreciation for our support. So if you have not gone and signed on to get that toy wish book, I think he's called it. Do that. He's got 9 days left. So, but the good news is he went over. He's 105%. So that's fantastic.
And he was also at Second Chance Toys yesterday.
Really?
Yes, he was.
Oh, he was. Okay.
Yes.
Boy, that was a ride for him.
Saw his thing on Facebook where he was promoting it. Second Chance is a great toy store in Georgia. If y'all haven't been.
Nice.
What town's that in, John? Again?
I think it's actually in Woodstock, but it's right in there, close to Ackworth, Marietta, in that area, that whole area up in there. But it's in the same shopping center as Dr. No's Comics, which is a big comic store over there. Right. And the guy's from Florida that runs it. Him and his son run it, and his son I think come to school up here and or up and around Atlanta or something, and he wanted to open his own toy store up here. So his dad, he had one down there in Florida, and he closed it and moved up here to help his son open that one, and they run it together. So, but he's a pretty nice guy. He's always, he's treated me right every time I've been in there.
Cool.
Yeah, very, very nice store too.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I was speaking of which, I was at Full Circle yesterday.
Yep.
And I give her a card to Kelly, and they were packed. I mean, they were busy. That store was packed full yesterday. I don't know what was going on. Everywhere we went yesterday, it was like Black Friday. I don't know what was going on yesterday, but I mean, even in Oxford when we got down there, it was just traffic everywhere. But she was packed. I gave her my card. She just told me to contact her by Facebook. I told her I would like to set up a, an interview or get her on the show, and so maybe we can get that lined up here in a few weeks.
Yeah, it's just to travel. You know how that goes.
Yeah.
It can be tough to travel sometimes there. So
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm not ignoring you. I'm setting up my phone so that I can watch on Facebook, so I actually know who's commenting.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good idea. I'm gonna do
Yeah,
that
I wasn't being rude. I was
Comments.
actually trying not to be rude. So at least I know who's talking. And thank you for introducing yourself, Nancy. That's helpful. But you guys don't have to do that tonight. I'll check it here. So what the heck is new? I mean, this was supposed to be a quiet week, but some of the other lines were not quiet.
No. Masters of the Universe blowed it open this week at Target's.
Target just blew up, man. I mean, I Jurassic World collector, Jurassic Park / Jurassic World collector. I got to tell you, I haven't seen product in months and months, and literally close to a year. And then all of a sudden, between one Walmart here and the Target, it's just like some of that I have to wait to go on clearance because it's just we got slammed. And we're not talking about cheap stuff. We're talking about a $55 vehicle playset, an $85 dinosaur, another $35 playset, an assortment of $22 dinos, an assortment of $14 dinos. It's just like, holy cow, man, you just dropped $300 worth of product. We ain't seen nothing in months.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking around going, well, looks like they might have done the same thing to Power Rangers, and it looks like maybe they're doing the same thing to, the Masters of the Universe guys, and all of a sudden the Joes are everywhere, Shipwreck, Rock and Roll. I didn't see any torpedoes. I saw quite a few copperheads.
Oh, several torpedoes and several copperheads this weekend myself.
And what's the deal with this the discount store that's got all the Bargain Hunter?
Bargain Hunter. Right.
I mean, another guy in another group showed a ton of Python bats on top of the Ricondos and the officers, and it's just like, well, maybe as still kids.
Me and Shane, we're supposed to be getting a bargain hunt up here close to us, opening the 18th.
In Florence, yeah.
Yeah.
The 18th of this month?
Of this month.
Yes, sir. Yep.
They had one there a long time ago in the shopping center right down the road from it. And it closed because the owner of the shopping center wouldn't fix the roof. The roof had a waterfall in it. And he refused to fix it, so they shut it down. And now they're opening one back up in a much better building.
Yeah.
Well, Shane, I'll tell you something funnier than that. That same building, there's another closeout place going in there. They're putting a sign up on it the other day.
I guess he realized he wasn't getting no rent money, so he fixed the roof, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
but bargain hunts are very hit and miss. Just like dirt cheaps. You guys got any dirt cheaps? They're very hit and miss with that stuff. But when they hit hard. You'll find a lot of stuff cheap.
Well, now I'm kind of sitting here going, geez, did I really screw up all that bad by not buying all that Python Patrol stuff? If there's a chance I can pick them up for $14 a piece, I may not have made that bad a mistake, but I don't know what the one in Hoover has. I think
Bargain Hunt is they buy out Target backstock is what they do. And Ollie's gets a lot of Walmart backstock. So you can take that for whatever. But that's pretty much how that goes.
Interesting. I don't know. I still haven't decided yet.
Bargain Hunt also gets a lot of Amazon stuff too, like Amazon returns.
Oh yeah, I've heard those stories. They sell that stuff in blocks, huge quantities of stuff.
The one in Decatur has probably 15 bins, big plastic bins, probably 4 foot by 4 foot big, probably 3 foot tall, and they throw it all in it. Everything will be $7.
Wow.
And you find some good stuff in there, but a lot of times people go in, you know how Amazon boxes are, they don't really have a description, and they'll open it up, and just throw it back down open. And by the time people go over it, you've done lost everything.
Yeah.
It's in the box. So
Interesting.
But you know, Bargain Hunt back last year had a huge stock of beachheads. Cobra Island. Cobra Island beachheads.
See, and that's a figure no one can find, but all of a sudden it goes to close out like that. I don't get it. The distribution is strange.
100% distribution problem.
Yeah, yeah, that's terrible.
Just like right now, we can't find the Walmart exclusive Moss Man nowhere up here around our area.
I haven't seen one here either.
I saw some, but I'm not going to tell them live where it's at.
Yeah. I went to Walmart yesterday, had 7 of them sitting there.
Yeah, I saw 6 of them.
At $40 a pop,
$40.
I'm not giving that. I'm not giving
that.
For a figure that's more than $25.
What's the guess as to the thinking that's a $40 figure?
Because they put limited edition on the box.
Is that about it?
Or they put collector's edition, something like that. I don't know.
He's flocked, which means he's got a little bit of fuzz on him.
Fuzz, yeah.
And he's got an extra set of hands and an extra head, and then he has a yellow repaint of Beastman's armor. That's it. That's all he has. I mean, he's nothing special in my opinion.
Yeah,
he's not $40.
He doesn't come with anything more than what the deluxe figures that were $25 come from.
Nope.
So it does not make sense, and I guarantee you he'll end up like the Flock Panthro. He'll be all over, and like I said, in that same Walmart they still had Flock Panthro on the clearance aisle for $12. So I'm gonna play the long game on that one. I'm just not gonna give him $40 for a figure that shouldn't cost more than $25.
I don't blame. I'll catch it 6 months at Ollie's.
And then Point Red is just as expensive.
Yeah.
As that. And all you get is a little plane and a piece to go in the Castle Grayskull.
Yeah, the Point Red part's a lot smaller than what I was expecting. Looking on the box,
the plane itself is
Yeah, I've seen them around in our area.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm definitely waiting on clearance for those things.
Mm-hmm. Me too. I'm gonna play the long game, but I can't take the chance on the Masterverse stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get them when I can see them.
So
go ahead.
No, go ahead, Corey.
I'm gonna roll the dice on the Masterverse, and I'm gonna play the long game on 2 or 3 of them deluxe figures. But I couldn't pass up Ram, man. He was one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Please don't. So are we seeing a hot toy line out of any of this, or are we just seeing full shelves?
As far as I can see, the Ram Man's gonna be a hot line on the He-Man stuff, because he's going off the shelves pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I think Whiplash will be too, because when I got that one for you, that was the only one they had.
Yeah. And then Clawful, he'll be there. I think he'll be a peg warmer probably, kind of like Beastman was. But they're all beautiful figures. I mean, they're amazing.
They're too bad. They got 2 bad. Both Targets I went to yesterday had 2 bads on clearance for $16. So.
Yeah.
I've decided to just do the long game on all the Masterverse stuff. If I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't. It's no big deal to me on those.
Well, I've cut myself to the Masterverse and the Classified, and that's all I'm rolling with right now.
How about what's you guys' opinion of the Transformer toys for this last movie? They move, or are they stagnant like every other movie toy seems to have been for the last 4 or 5 years? What do you think?
I think they'll be stagnant, man.
They look stagnant to me.
I mean,
I'm not seeing.
Both Walmarts local to me here is just full of them.
Yeah.
Along with these new turtles.
Oh, I tell you what, the one thing that I've seen that sells is that $150 4-pack, which is astonishing to me, because when I first saw it, there were 4 or 5 of them sitting there. And I mean, they literally evaporated in a day's time. And then at some point in time, they got more, and I saw one of them. And that sucker didn't sit there for much, no grass grew underneath that one either.
Yeah.
I mean, for $150 4-pack, I mean, kudos, right?
Oh, yeah.
To NECA, right? NECA did that one.
Mm-hmm.
Kudos for that, because that's really the fastest moving toy I've seen in quite a long time.
Yeah, it's been going off shelves. I saw 2 the other day, and that was it.
Yeah. That one I don't think will ever see clearance. That's just maybe just my opinion. I don't see that one ever going on clearance.
No.
I don't think they'll sit long enough to go on clearance. I think I don't know about the Indiana Jones line at this point in time. That movie took a flogging. And I don't know, if they're going to dump any more money into that license. Unless they're gonna dive in and do really big play sets. I don't know what else they can do. What else are they going to do with the line?
Well, they already said they ain't going to do half the figures because they're not going to do the Nazi soldiers. They're not going to do the thuggies or Mola Rum. And I mean, he's the main bad guy in Temple of Doom. So
yep.
I don't know. It's like they're killing it before it really gets started good.
And
after Short Round and John Connery, I'm probably out.
Well, what else is there, Corey? I mean, seriously, literally, what else is there? I mean, a Mutt figure, right? They didn't get any Crystal Skull stuff, but I don't know if they want to go there. I'm not convinced that they want to go there at all, as a matter of fact.
Well, after watching Crystal Skull, I converted to alcoholism for a while. Now they will see
yeah. I will say that that's the one thing about the Transformers movie. I like the Transformers movies, but Shia LaBeouf, he's too talkative, too all over the place. In every movie he does, he's the same character.
It's too weird.
Like, I don't know. It's annoying to me.
He's a weird guy.
That movie, I just drool and look at the pretty robots.
Yeah, we watched the other one the other night. The new one, Beast was okay. I think it's safe. I think the G.I. Joe reference at the end of the movie really isn't a spoiler anymore. Is that safe to say? I think everybody knows about that. I have to be honest with you. For me personally, that was not encouraging.
Not at all. I'll be honest, no. Not for me.
I mean, it actually bothered me. It worries me for where it looks like they're going to do the same stuff all over again.
Yeah.
And it's just that one.
I seen the movie a month or so ago, and I went in figuring it would be a total disaster. I actually liked the movie.
That's
I
good.
like
the
it.
movie itself wasn't bad at all.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
It and Bumblebee are the two best ones out of the whole franchise to me. And it kind of like rebooted with Bumblebee.
Yes.
So,
I think they kind of had to.
I was the same way as Dave when the ending come through, and I was excited because I knew what was going to happen. I done saw all of the little tidbits of it, and I was like, all the wind went out of my sails.
That's
It was just
where I was at with it.
All that went through my mind was, man, they're going to screw this up.
Yep.
It's inevitable, man.
Yep. I just didn't.
I mean, to me, whenever they had a perfect opportunity, when them doors opened behind into the pit, they had a perfect opportunity to have Vamp sitting there, a Mauler or whatever, and they had an unrecognizable aircraft, some lockers, and a couple of guys walking around with guns.
Yep.
That was it. And an elevator. Just don't forget the elevator.
My problem with it was, why would he reveal that if the guy didn't join yet? Right. You wouldn't reveal the most top secret thing in the government to a guy who hasn't committed.
Well,
it did make sense.
when they start casting this thing, I'm just going to shut down social media and then I'll turn it back on when the movie comes out. I don't want to hear all the negativity. Don't matter who they cast, it's going to be negative.
Yes. Yeah, that I agree with. I don't know, guys. I was looking at it kind of going, I won't even say what I thought the biggest problem with the movie was, but the kid, whatever his name is, Felipe from Guadalupe, whatever his name is, he goes to a job interview and somehow his ex-commanding officer gives him a bad reference, which number one makes absolutely no sense.
None whatsoever.
And number two,
I agree with that.
he's ex-army. He's ex-army. He had a hard time in the service, but you had a run-in with some robots in South America, so now you're qualified to be a member of G.I. Joe?
Yeah.
No.
I think it was the fact that he just survived the run-in.
Well,
I think he mentioned something about his friends, too, talking about the Autobots. So
yeah, he talked about bringing the friends along.
Yeah.
So.
Well, yeah, I'm not sure he has that kind of pull. It's just, in the suit was stupid. Really, the suit was kind of stupid. But I will say this: for once, other than Bumblebee, the little guy got to actually watch a Transformer movie, and you didn't have to cringe, and you didn't have to worry about explaining stuff, and you didn't.
Yeah.
I got to give him that because it was considerably more family friendly than anything else they've put out in quite a long time. So that was, kudos for that.
Kudos.
Yeah, but the first three, Sam's mother was the worst part of it. She was like a potty mouth.
Oh yeah,
yeah, yeah. Yeah, but what's the one with the Dinobots? What's the one?
Yeah, those come in with Mark Wahlberg.
Right, so that was Age of Extinction, right?
Yeah,
Age of Extinction and The Last Night. Right.
You sail right on through the movie, right? We haven't got Megan Fox showing off everything that, right? The other one in the third movie, right? I don't even know her name. We got away from that, right? We're just skimming along. There was some stuff with the teenage girl. You're kind of like, whatever, but it wasn't as bad as the previous three, right? And you're skimming along, and then Stanley Tucci in the elevators just has to drop the F-bomb so they get a PG-13 rating.
Yeah.
It's just like, why did you do that?
Yeah.
Look, these kids have been to public school. They've heard the F-bomb. They don't need to hear it in my living room.
Yeah.
No.
I don't use it around the kids. Stanley Tucci shouldn't be using it around my kids. Right? I mean, it's pretty simple. But that's the game they play because you know what? They had a PG movie.
Yeah.
But they drop one F-bomb.
Yep.
It goes to PG-13, and now people will actually go watch it.
Yep.
It's a sales tactic. And that's kind of sad and sick, but it's been studied. This is exactly what they do. You get the required F-bomb, and one time in every PG movie goes to PG-13. That's it.
I still think the DC movie was good, even though they had to drop that.
I know, but same story.
Mm-hmm.
Which is just frustrating, And look, I get it. There's people listening to this that are going, it's not that big a deal. You know what? For adults, it's not that big a deal at all.
Nope.
For the kids, I'm sorry, but it's a big deal.
Yeah.
There should be places where it's just not.
Here,
right?
put this on so you don't talk.
If you want to talk that way around your kids, that's entirely your business. That's your right, whatever. But you know what? Families that don't should be respected too. You're going to tear your ears off. You do that.
Let's see it happen.
I know it's too small for my head.
So I don't know. I'm not seeing any huge movers. I'm thrilled to see the changes on the shelves. But
the only thing I've seen that's not in abundance in our area is bazooka.
Yeah, there are no bazookas from what everybody's saying.
But he is ready to ship on Amazon.
I agree with who is that comment now?
Philip.
Who?
Philip.
Yeah, I agree with that. I would rather hear the F word than I had hear GD.
Oh, me
Well,
too.
see, and that's for those of us that are Christians, it's for those of us that are Christians, it's pretty offensive stuff. I mean, using the Lord's name in vain really is worse than the F-bomb, because the F-bomb is just a made-up word, right? I mean, seriously,
Right.
but that's become so common now that it's just like, I don't know, guys. I just find it ridiculous that somehow, some way, movie studios discovered that people won't go to R-rated movies and people don't go to PG movies, and they don't even make G movies anymore. They don't exist.
Unless you're watching Garfield.
You don't even get that on Disney anymore.
No. So
No.
you know what? You got to throw an F-bomb in there, and that's somebody smokes a cigar, you get you halfway there, right? Seriously. Oh, let's drop an F-bomb.
We're full blown.
Score, right? But I mean, what Phil's talking about, the GD reference. I'm not even sure that that's on TV all the time now. I'm not sure that even trips a censor at all. I don't think that.
I don't think it
hits a
does
standard.
either.
I don't think that even hits a standard at all anywhere anymore.
I was watching a show the other night. What was it? SWAT. This TV show SWAT. I
Yeah.
don't know if you guys ever seen it, but they use it several times on regular TV.
Yep.
And I was like, wow, really?
Yep.
But this comment here, speaking of movies, the Teenage Mutant Mayhem is good. My nephews went and saw it today with their mom and dad, and their mom told me that it has several cuss words in it also.
Well, it's Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
What is Seth Rogen? Wasn't he involved with the last Turtles movie too?
I don't know. I've not seen many of the newer Turtle movies.
What's this guy's fascination with kids movies all of a sudden?
I don't know.
I mean, seriously.
I mean, he played.
He has been involved in several.
I'm not going to speculate.
Wow.
I think I'm going to stay away from that.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah, please don't, Corey.
Yeah.
I'm in a Zen place. I'm just going to stay away from that.
Hey,
PG 7.5. Remember.
Dropped it. Find the other one of those I just dropped.
So,
What did?
My
Okay,
hand's over.
let's change gears here. What did you have this
Found
week? What did you have this week, John? No, that ain't it.
well, I got my haul from yesterday that I was kind of saving to see if I could drum up some viewers. So, I may have run them off. We don't care. But and I don't have, I got the issue 5 of Toy Fair from January of 1998, so we're getting into 98. I just had a couple of things I was going to share from that, if Shane's got the pictures and all that. But I'll start off by so the war is still going on with the Nick Williams and all that. So I'm not going to read in all them things. So I'm going to read a couple of letters, and this first picture I think Shane's going to show is kind of brings up a good point. Okay, so this picture here. So this guy writes in. He says, "Dear Toy Fair, is it just me, or does Apocalypse Rising from Toy Biz X-Men onslaught line bear an uncanny resemblance to the Smart Hulk from the Hulk transformation line? And as you can tell, other than a little sculpting differences, it's basically the same figure. A few add-ons and things." And we hear this even today. We hear a lot of people talk about repaints and using the same bulks and all this. Well, so that's that was a good thing about Toy Fair. When people had questions like that, they could go directly to the source because they knew all the people at Hasbro and Mattel and all the different places to talk to. So this is what they said. Said it does indeed. We asked Toy Biz product manager Jess Falcon just what's going on with those amazingly similar sculpts, and he seemed surprised we were even asking. It's the same body, he said. It was done during Toy Fair, the industry's biggest annual shindig, and we needed a lot of things done in a short amount of time. Falcon said to speed the process, Digger Mesh, who sculpted both Pocky and the Hulk, used the same basic sculpt. It's not the first time that this has happened for us or other toy companies. Falcon said, a great deal of these Spider-Man figures are like that. It's a way to save time. So here they're saying, we always say, well, it's a way for them to make money, save money because they're not doing. But he said back then he was saying that it was also a way for them to save time because they're not sculpting so many new sculpts. They're just taking and tweaking them a little bit, and which it kind of makes sense, right?
Yeah.
So I thought that would be a good answer. And then there's not a picture to go with this next one, but I want to read this next one. It's pertaining to the Star Wars variations, and variations is something you hear a lot about these days too, right? Even till today's time. So this guy says, what's the deal with all the Star Wars variations? Long sabers, short sabers, open hands, closed hands, orange cards, green cards, brown vest, no holograms, yada, yada, yada. And if you're familiar with that line, you know what he's talking about.
Yep.
Is this a quality control problem or Kenner's unnecessary attempt at creating a demand for collectors and fans? Around here, new Star Wars lines are gobbled up faster than a little toady in Jabba's palace. It should be it should be obvious to Kenner that a healthy demand already exists. If the variations are intentional, there is really no need to continue producing them. It's hard enough finding the short pack figures without having to find at least 3 more orange carded or no hologram variants. So this is what their reply was: "Is for as variant crazy as the Star Wars Power of the Force line has become, it's never really been on purpose. The links on early Power of the Force lightsabers were ridiculously long. The lightsabers, long sabers, was the same height as the figure.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I can understand them saying, hey, wait, this
Right.
is too long. Let's cut it down.
Yep.
It says, and the mistake was corrected in mid-production. The Power of the Force cards were changed in 1997 to celebrate the 20th anniversary of the first Star Wars film. So that's when they went from the orange to the green lightsaber. In the real world, both moves seem plausible and sincere. In the toy world, variants ahoy. All hands on deck and every collector for himself or herself. The point is, we're talking about a market obsessed with variants for their value and collectability. If Kenner came out with a thicker, stronger backing card or a bigger peg hole, those would be considered variants too. The solution: join the real world, collect the toys you like, and throw the packages away."
Yep.
And if you remember, and Dave, I know Dave knows, because the Power of the Force back in the 90s, there were a ton of variants, but a half of them, I would say at least half of them were packaging.
Yes.
Right? So there were some with the figures too, but the packaging was the biggest part of the variation. So
Yep. Hands down, it was packaging.
Oh yeah.
Holograms, no holograms. This one's purple. This one's green. This one's orange. There were long lightsabers, right? The long lightsabers and the short lightsabers, and then there were the short lightsabers and the long trays. Remember those?
Yeah,
John?
right? Yeah, that was another
absolutely nothing but the interior bubble packaging, because that's all that was. But variant. It's like there was a variant. There was 2 variants a week there for a while. I swear.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And it was driving everybody crazy, because if you were a completist, we got this weird thing. There were completists, and then there were packaging completists, right?
Yep.
There had to be a difference, because now all of a sudden, all of these variants aren't variants. It's just packaging.
Yep.
And I'm going to tell you, with that line, I mean, after that first year or two, you couldn't keep up with trying to get all the figures, let alone get all the variations.
No.
They put out so many.
Nope.
But you recall, even the original Star Wars line had so many variants because one thing was the paint. They were done at 3 different factories. Each factory used a different paint, so it had a different tint: light brown, dark brown, and then, I mean, even there were tons of variants back then, but it wasn't on purpose. It was just what
right,
the location where they were produced.
Yep.
Going on to the figure for the Toy Fair issue number 5 was the first one that was not a Toy Biz figure. So it was with the more collectibles, Evil Ernie. It was the glow in the dark Evil Ernie. There it is. And they didn't even put a full picture spread. The only picture of it was on the little card that you mail in, and I happen to still have it because I never did mail in for that one. That was a figure I just never really cared about. So
yeah,
it was absolutely hideous.
Yeah,
he wasn't on my list either.
And then you had the top 10. I think it's the next thing in it, Shane. Did I say picture? So again, Star Wars is at half now. It's come down to 50% of the top 10, but it is a top 5. You had and if you start out, of course, there's Harley Quinn still in there. She's been hanging in there through the whole run. So,
geez, those Total Justice figures! Holy crap, those things are wild.
Yep, and then that was the next 6 through 9 were Total Justice.
Those Black things Lightning. Were an adventure in anatomy. Do you remember those figures? You guys remember those things?
Oh yeah.
They were so hyperly sculpted on the bodies. Like, I mean, it's just like they were like miniature bodybuilders. They look like insects more than they look like humans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you had you had Black Lightning, the Emerald, Twilight, Parallax, Green Arrow, and Huntress. Then you went to the Star Wars. You had Gamorrean Guard for number 5. Number 4 was the Royal Guard. Number 3 was the Snow Trooper. And 2 was Yak Face, and then number 1 was the Beaumar Monk. And like I said, we talked about that Beaumar Monk last week, and that to me that was one of the better figures that they did.
It was. Yep.
And then the only other thing I had out of this issue, because I wasn't going to spend a lot of time on it, but you know how they would do the mug shots over in the price guide?
Yep.
Well, they just happened to have one of Destro, the 1983 Destro in there. So, I thought that was worth mentioning, and just a quick picture of it on the mug shot.
Destro gets an honorable mention this week.
Yep.
So that was really all I had for Toy Fair this week. So it's just interesting to see the some of the things that was going on back in January 1998. Wow. So we did, like I said, we did kind of get out and took a run. And I got a birthday coming up in a month, so Nancy kind of since I was off some for a few days, and we rode over to Full Circle Toys. So
nice.
There we are out front of the building. And just got a few pictures there if Shane wants to scroll through them real quick to show our adventures. They had their Spider-Man stuck outside. I seen a lot of people get their picture with Spider-Man. Of course, Marshall had to jump in there and get his picture with Spider-Man.
Nice.
And there we were looking at some of the Masters Universe. They had right now she has a I would say near perfect Sorceress figure from the vintage toy line. I mean, there's not a blemish on that figure.
Huh.
It's a beautiful figure. And that's one of the things. I think that's one of the things we were looking at in that case there. Of course, there's Marshall checking out the Transformers, and he did find him a Transformer while he was there.
Nice.
There's me checking out the G.I. Joes in the display case. And I think there's another one.
Pay attention.
You still didn't buy that stun?
You'll find out shortly.
Oh, okay.
I just gotta say, it is a beautiful stun, beautiful box. It is fantastic condition.
Yeah.
It's like brand new. Of course, Nancy told Marshall he's going to buy him some Barbies, so he wasn't too happy about that.
Some old buddy hanging out in front of Barbie stuff.
That's funny.
Oh, there I am looking through some more of the newer G.I. Joe stuff that they had there.
Oh, Lord, movie figures.
Then, of course, while we were in Oxford at the GameStop, Marshall saw Bumblebee.
Yep.
So
like that picture.
That Bumblebee.
He had to get his picture next to him.
That's cool.
He should have sat on the hood. I'm sure they wouldn't mind.
Oh, absolutely. No.
But yeah, he every time he sees that, he says, "Oh, there's Bumblebee." Every time he sees one of those Camaros. So anyhow, it's just a few pictures, and I thought Nancy got more pictures of the store, but it was so crowded in there. I mean, literally, I've never seen it that crowded in there before.
Nice.
So anyway, we hit Target in Oxford, GameStop, and then the Target over in Carrollton, Georgia, on our way back. And then, of course, Full Circle. That's almost a Total Nostalgia. Actually, I was planning on going to Total Nostalgia yesterday, and then the one weekend I'm going to drive down there, then they're closed. They closed yesterday. So that's when we end up going the other direction. So anyway, so I'm trying to calm myself and get away from Marvel Legends, and then, of course, I start putting out all these new ones and suck me right back in. So before I get on that, I did find, and I think Shane already showed this one the Professor Indiana Jones.
Yep.
So I picked him up at the GameStop. The GameStop was loaded. And I think you unboxed this one a couple of weeks ago, didn't you, Shane?
Yeah, I did.
And I'm gonna, and it's not a real big pet peeve, but here's my thing. He come with the Knight's shield, right? And the Donovan character came with, remember the broken tablet.
Oh yeah.
That was, and you remember they done the rubbing on it, and then he laid the rubbing down on the Knight's shield to get the remainder of the part that was broke off. But as you can see,
that man doesn't come and get this toy from me.
My bad.
okay, I guess we'll.
What you got there? Let me have that. Get out of here.
Okay.
Sorry about that. What happens when little kids run in the toy aisles?
I know Shane taking toys away from kids.
Don't feel bad. He's done that to me a time or two as well at Target.
Yeah.
Ain't
Yeah,
my fault
you
you
didn't
can't
even have a
walk
toy in
straight.
your hand neither. That's the bad part. He was trying to keep you from getting to the good toys, what it was. But no, so you remember in the movie they took the tablet and they done the rubbing, I guess is what you call it.
Yeah.
And then but as you can tell, this is definitely a lot bigger than the shield. So really, to been in scale, this one should have really been, the tablet should have been smaller. But some minor pet peeve. But those little things like that just aggravate me for some reason. Yeah, just wait. You ain't seen nothing yet. So, so I did find that one, and then I found the only new one they had was Helena Shaw, which I mean, new character from the new movie.
Oh, the new movie. Okay.
Yeah, she comes with her backpack and a little light, and she comes with the skull part. Man, I don't know why my camera's goofy. Let me see which way. Okay. Anyhow, she comes with a skull part that holds 3 of the stones, and the I guess the lower part comes with another figure. Again, this really should have been a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it wasn't huge in the movie, but it was a little bit bigger than that compared to the figure. Why is my camera so far off? I don't know.
Well, that's pretty big. Yep.
But it should have been a little bit bigger. But I understand, they're got to get it in that package, right? So that's the piece she comes with the skull part. I really wished instead of her we'd have got Mola Rom, but
I feel like them making you buy the movie figure with the pieces from that movie, that's a great sign that the movie was a flop for them.
Yeah.
Just my opinion on that.
No, I think that's a valid opinion.
Yeah. And I'll be honest, I actually liked it. I liked it. I mean,
a lot of people did, but the numbers don't show that it was a great movie.
Yeah. And I don't get that. I don't get why, with so many Indiana Jones fans, why they I don't know. I just don't know. Well, we know part of it, like we talked about before. You're not getting as many people at the movie theater as COVID. When we went and saw the movie today, there was maybe 15 people in that whole theater.
See, you're making a great point, because I listened to somebody talking about this. They're literally, with the writer's strike, they're talking about this apocalypse in Hollywood right now, that they're in major trouble, because for the last 3 years they haven't made any money. And they were talking about the success of this Barbie movie, right? You realize that movie made $300 million so far. It's been in the theaters for 3 weeks. Pre-COVID, that's a flop.
Yeah.
That's a flop. Now, movies make $40 million in an entire weekend, and that's the best they can come up with. So now all of a sudden, this Barbie movie is the biggest thing that's in Hollywood in years. But it's not a big thing, because you're right. No, the problem is no one's going to the theaters.
Yeah.
Now, there can be 1,000,001 reasons for that. Maybe it's political and people gave up on it years ago, or maybe it's just still backlash from COVID or streaming or whatever. But I just don't. I have not seen the Indiana Jones movie yet. I don't know if it deserved to flop or not. I don't know.
My opinion, I don't think it's political. I think it's streaming, and home theaters are just awesome these days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, why pay like a drink and a popcorn, $15 now?
Yeah.
I mean, why go pay all that when you can sit at home, eat your own snacks? Everybody's got I mean, most people has a big screen TV, at least a 45-inch screen TV or bigger.
Right.
And you got surround sound. You got these sound bars that do better than surround sound. And,
the only thing they got sticky floors over what you got.
Yeah.
I can pour Coke on the floor for you, Corey.
What's that?
So I can pour some Coke on the floor for you.
And my biggest thing, because look at most of the movies now, and you know, Nancy's got spoiled from watching Marvel movies. She said if it ain't at least 2.5 hours long, she feel like she's wasting her money. But now, when you're watching those 2.5, 3 hour long movies, guess what? You can pause and go to the bathroom right in the middle, and not miss anything.
Yep.
That's amazing, isn't it?
You know what happened to intermissions? You know?
Yeah, I remember intermissions. Those were a good thing, weren't they?
They don't care if you miss part of the movie or not. They're going to show it straight. I remember back in the 90s going and seeing Titanic, and I thought this is like, what are they torturing people, making you watch a movie that 75% of the movie's got water in it, and yet they make you sit there for 3.5 hours and not go to the bathroom?
Yeah, my molars were doing their impersonation of the Titanic. They were surrounded by water. I had to pee so bad.
That's why drive-ins are so perfect.
Yeah, they were, weren't they?
I mean, drive-ins were perfect.
They were. You just open the door and pee.
Yeah, step right. It's dark. Nobody can see nothing. Right.
Well, luckily, when I went and seen the Titanic at the hour mark, I gave us a 15-minute bathroom break.
Yeah,
now that would have been nice.
Intermissions were a good thing. Yep,
that would have been nice.
Was a good thing.
Where did I get to? Oh yeah, so yeah, it was more of a Marvel Legend day for me yesterday. Run across most of the new Spider-Mans. I picked up the Elektra Daredevil. I picked up Chasm, which was a evil version of Ben Reilly, apparently. I didn't. That's later on in the comics after I'd quit reading for a while, and then I picked up the new Jessica Drew from her new costume from her last book. They had the regular Ben Reilly and the Spider-Man costume with black. But I've got 3 or 4 Ben Reillys. I said I just don't need another one. And then the Miles Morales, I don't know. He's wearing a sweatshirt. I just don't like that figure. I'm like, why?
Did they have the rose?
No, I did not see the rose.
Only one I'm looking for.
I'm looking for the rose myself. The rose and tarantula. I've got the tarantula that Hasbro did when they first got the license with that Spider-Man Classic line, but that was before they perfected the articulation, and so I really like to get another tarantula too. But I'm looking for the rose and tarantula. I think those are the only other 2 from that set. I did not see those. All these were at Target. I did see the Astonishing Ant-Man, but I think I've already got an Astonishing Ant-Man from a previous wave, so I passed on him. But I did find the new Iron Man, so I picked him up. The original Iron Man #1, and
Mark 1.
He come with 2 blasts and 2 little things of smoke. And I'm assuming that you're supposed to take the blast and stick it up through the smoke like this.
Yes, sir.
And then you'll notice on the feet there's actually a separate hole. One for the stand, but then you have one to put the blast in.
Yeah.
Well, it just burnt my leg up. So
Missiles and fire.
Put that rascal in there. Come on. Get in there. Get in there. Why you want to be contrary now all of a sudden? There we go. The only thing is if it come with a stand like that come with that Black Widow, you could actually mount him, because it works, but you have to hold him. You know, there goes.
It is a toy. You're supposed to play with it, John.
Yeah. So, and obviously, we know what's coming next. We know soon we'll get the gold version.
Yeah, right.
Because basically, all he did was spray paint his original one gold, so it wouldn't be no. Because kids were afraid of him. I don't know if you remember if you guys read the old Tales of Suspense. You know, he only had this for like the first 2 issues, and then he spray painted it gold because kids were afraid of him because he looked so menacing. So he spray painted it gold so it looked more friendly looking.
No, I never knew that.
Everybody likes gold.
So so everybody likes gold. So I picked him up. Of course, I had to have this for my Secret Wars set. The Captain Marvel, aka Photon, and the Capeless Doctor Doom. Now here's my thing with this. Like I said, I used to defend Hasbro, but I will say they are getting somewhat lazy with some of their stuff.
It's the end. It's the end.
It's
very true.
So of course you got the hooded head. You got 2, open hands, and then you come with an extra set of fists. Why is this thing? Wait a minute, which way do I need to go here?
Right.
I'm trying to figure out which way I need to go with the camera's crazy on this thing. So you got the extra fist, and then you got the faceplate, which you can see he's got the hood down, but the faceplate doesn't stay on if you put it on there; it just falls off. So my only thing is he really can't. He can't. Well, I guess he can hold it like that. It just seemed like I should have had a hand better to hold it with or something. I don't know, but I guess it's not too bad. So I mean, all in all, it's a pretty nice figure. I like it. I'm happy with it. It's the Secret Wars version from the old '80s series, and that's what I'm trying to complete that set so I can display them around the Galactus I got.
Cool.
And I just thought that would kind of be a cool thing. And then you got Captain Marvel. She was Captain Marvel at one time. Now here's so she come with an extra set of hands. She got the open hands, and then of course she's got the fists. Also, so she come with 2 sets of hands. All right, the first thing I noticed.
No peg holes.
No pegs.
None at all.
Nope.
Huh.
No pegs, not even on the front of her feet to be able to stand her up. I mean, if she don't
that's
stand
awesome.
on her own, she just don't stand.
So you need one of those flight stands.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, this would be perfect for a flight stand.
Yeah.
Here's my other thing. Now, I understand they reuse molds, but come on, at least fill the holes in on them if you're going to use them for something that don't have anything to go in them.
Oh yeah, nice backpack.
You got not one but 2 holes.
See that?
Yeah.
What's the one with the neck? That's kind of weird, huh?
I don't remember that.
Probably a cape. I think maybe.
Right. Yeah.
This might be. Actually, I think you can see a belly button. This might be the Emma Frost mold. I'm not sure.
That's what I was fixing to say.
Yeah.
You
can almost see a belly button right there, in the mold part on it. So I kind of figure that's probably the same mold they used on Emma Frost. She got the cape, the new one that come out with the Chod Build-A-Figure wave.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Last but not least, and this was one that I had really been looking for quite a while because y'all know I love the classic stuff, and I was really excited. I wasn't excited about the price point on it, but I did have points with GameStop, so I got it at a reasonable discount. Otherwise, I would have waited for clearance. But that's the Super Adaptoid, and now here. I was really excited about this figure, and it is an awesome figure. I don't know if you can see it there. Now, just 2 things that I wish, which, like I said, it's not a deal breaker for me, but I wished he had the wings, because in the comic he had wings to represent the Wasp. You notice he's got the what do you call it? The power cell for like Iron Man.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's dressed like Captain America. Got Thor's hammer. Hawkeye's, face mask, And of course, she's got Captain America's shield. And in the comic, he did have fins on his gloves. So they actually did that accurate. But here's my problem. There's no way to get this shield on that because of that fin. There's no way. I've tried. There's no way. So what I did, I asked people on Facebook and other group, and basically, if you heat this in hot, I know the hand pops right off, and so you can get this part, that part you can go the first part, the short part, you can slide onto his wrist and then pop the hand back on, but the other part you can't get on because of that fin. So a guy in another group, he told me to heat this in hot water, and that will just pop off that whole gauntlet. So then you can put it on and then put it back on there and then put the hand. But you shouldn't have to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
With an action figure. I mean, because there's no other way. And you see on the box, he's got the shield there. On the back, he's got it in the other hand. I could understand because it's open. That hand's open because he holds a hammer. You can put that part in there. But there's no way for him to hold it, and there's no other way to hold it. There's not. I mean, it's got a hole right there where apparently on the Captain America figure, I think it would plug into his back. Because somebody told me I never fooled with the 12-inch figures. Somebody told me that this star on the Captain America come out, and I guess you plug that in the hole in it. I don't know, but this one doesn't come out, so you can't even carry it. You can't even carry it on his back. So that was kind of aggravating, but so I'm gonna have to heat this in water and pop it out, and once I get it on there, of course it'll stay. But overall, I'm still glad to have it. Like I said, it was one of the figures, one of the old school golden or Silver Age villains that they fought. That basically it was a giant robot version of Taskmaster. Is pretty much because
he can mimic the abilities of the Avengers. Is that what
right? Yeah, that's why he's a super adaptoid because he could adapt and he would like mimic basically. Yes, mimic. He was like I said, he was a robot though. He was an android.
Okay, Timothy, if you're still on here, who came first, this guy or Ramazo?
He'll know.
Yeah, he will. That's what I'm saying. I'm just curious.
I think issue 45 of Avengers, which probably would have been about 65, 1964, 65, maybe 66.
I don't have my book down here, so
I'd have to look.
I'm asking our resident book if he knows off the top of his head.
John, did you not pick up the Hawkman and the Sky Cycle?
I haven't yet. I hit my budget, and I couldn't. I saw several of them, and I do want that one to finish my West Coast Avengers because I think as soon as they put out the traditional Mockingbird, then that will finish the original West Coast Avengers because they recently put out Wonder Man with his jacket, which was and then they got Tigra and War Machine. So
I'm saving my money for bargain hunt when it opens. But I started collecting the Cassie Lang Build-A-Figure set this week. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I know why Marvel Legends are dying. I put a video out on it.
Yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to do that with you, Corey. We've been making fun of you and stuff, but I'd actually like to give you an opportunity to say your piece because we're just yanking your chain. We love you, buddy. We just
I'm not.
Shane hates me.
Well, that's what he said earlier, but let's see if we can change his mind. I mean,
It's dying, and be honest with you, I hate to see it die.
Oh, I still got my full circle, my birthday present. So Nancy paid for all this herself.
Nice.
So, like I said, because I've done spent all my money. So yeah, I did it. Here's the box.
There it is.
And it's it's in a little rough shape around the edges, kind of on the top. It's got some things, but it does have the flag points, and it still has the file card and all still on it. So
nice,
not bad. And again, the flags are not broken. The back gun's not broken.
Yeah, good for you, buddy.
That thing looks brand new, like it just come
Nice.
out of the box.
It
I've
is a
never
nice one.
I've never saw one as clean as this one,
Yeah,
and
it is
not be brand new.
Yep.
Your wife loves you.
Oh, she does. she makes sure I know that too.
Yeah, but that's a good way to make sure you know it.
Oh yeah. And I guess all this must have come from the same collection, because I used to have one of these as a kid and I always loved it. It's a weird vehicle, but she also got me the.
Good for you, Nancy.
She also got me the maggot.
Oh, jeez.
And that thing, look at it. It's like it don't even have the stickers on it. It's like brand new.
Hey, is this one of the big birthdays or just one of the meh ones?
It'd be my 50th.
Well, that's a big one. That's a big one. So yeah, I mean, you're not going to be around much longer. So she's got to.
Yeah, she's just getting started. See, she had to start a month early to get it all in.
Yeah, well, that's awesome.
One last thing, and I saw it in the back there. It's the Dreadnought cycle still on the trees.
Oh, no kidding.
There's the thing on it, and it's got all the parts. It just don't have the box, but it's still brand new. I ain't even taken out a pack yet. I don't think it's got the stickers in there, but
have you checked the room? Because I'm wondering where Nancy got all this money. Is something in the room missing?
I don't know. I've got to do an inventory.
You better look for that big lob.
I've got to do an inventory.
You're going to get your flags gone.
And I'm gonna. Yeah.
You better not be.
I better check, make sure my handrail's still back there. I'm gonna say this. I mean, it did come with a box. Okay. I saw several at Joe Fest with unbroken flags for a considerable bit cheaper.
Yeah.
Were they this clean? No, not even close.
Right.
Yeah.
And again, it did have the box, still got the file card and all there. Did I pay a little more for it than probably what I could have got it at the show? Yeah. Could I got one as new as this and clean as this?
No.
Probably not. No, probably not. But here's my thing. I probably paid a little more for it by getting it there than I did from getting it from a shower, especially from eBay.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing. It's a brick and mortar store that you can go in and actually look and hold stuff and look at it.
Yeah.
It's a mom and pop type store. It's not Walmart. It's not Target. And I think we've talked about this before. I don't mind throwing a little extra money at something if it's going to help a mom and pop store stay in business.
Yeah,
to keep providing us with these things.
Yep, I agree.
And Walmart, Target, hey, that stuff. Like I said, I done told you that Moss Man. I'm waiting for him to hit clearance. I'm not going to spend $40 on him. I'll wait for him here in clearance. Now, if I miss him, and 2 years from now I walk into Full Circle and she's got him in there for $50, then I'll probably pay it.
Right.
But right now, I'll wait, play the long game, see if I can get on clearance, because Walmart's got plenty of money, Target's got plenty of money. They don't need my extra money on it.
They sure
I'll be
do.
honest with you.
Yeah, they sure do.
But if I'm gonna spend money, I'd rather do it, like I said, at a mom and pop store. And we've talked about like the Deep. I've got a Super 7 figure pre-ordered, and every time I go up there, I probably last 2 or 3 times I've been up there, I picked up one of the Super 7 GI Joes or Silver Hawks. So, can I get them? Can I get them off eBay? Can I get them, and not have to drive all the way to Huntsville, have it delivered to my door? Yeah, I can. But, when I'm up there in Huntsville in the area, I stop in and give them my business,
Yep.
Try to help them out, help keep them in business. So that's, that was kind of the thing I was wanting to get out there, when people nitpick over stuff, think about what you're supporting and what you're keeping up. And I'll be honest with you, now that I see all these new G.I. Joes, I ended up getting them off Hasbro Pulse after they were released. I didn't pre-order Shipwreck. I didn't pre-order Copperhead or none of them. But once they got them in stock, then I ordered them. Now I wished I hadn't, because I would rather keep the business, even if it is at Walmart and Target. I'd rather keep the business here and the tax money here in my own county or the local areas than I had given it to Rhode Island. So
I get it. I get all that. I do. I really do. I think I've said for quite a while that I was out of comics, and you know what? For the most part, I have been. But with the Joe book starting back up, there's a Batman storyline that I actually got kind of want to follow now. This, as ridiculous as this sounds, there's an 8-issue Justice League Monsterverse Godzilla crossover starting in October, which actually looks pretty fantastic. I think I'm going to get sucked into that. So I think I'm probably gonna. I got to find somebody where I can get a cubby going, or file, or whatever you guys call them down here. We always call them cubbies at shops up north, but
Yeah.
Full box. That's what it's called.
Pull box was one of them. Yeah, it used to be a pull box, or it was a cubby, because they always used to have the old librarian shelves.
Yeah.
That they just sucked the tape on, and your books got tossed in there.
Mm-hmm.
So they were always cubbies. So, but I'd like to give the business to the deep. I'd like to be local, but I have to tell you, I went to the new shop in Pell City. Passed it completely by accident. I went in there, very, very young guy there. Very, very, very much so like Emmett, if that makes any sense to you guys. For anybody that's seen Emmett around or whatever.
Is this a comic shop you're talking about?
It is. It's
Okay.
a very small shop, and like I said, it's just a young guy there. He doesn't really want to talk to anybody. He's very socially awkward. And I was hoping that one was going to work out, but to tell you the truth, it's not going to work out. I'm at the point, guys, where if I'm going to drive to get my books better be there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right? I may end up doing something up to the deep. I just haven't decided yet. I don't know.
I think the deep will ship to you, will they not?
Oh yeah, no, yeah, they would, but it's just an extra expense, and I still like to go to shops.
Yeah. Of course.
I still want to go to shops because even if you get the magazines and the rags and everything else and previews, you're gonna miss books. Something's gonna catch your eye, or there's gonna be a back issue or something. So I don't know. I guess a trip to Huntsville once a month isn't terrible.
Nah.
But
what was it, 2 hours for you?
It's about an hour and a half. It was 94 miles to the Decatur emergency room.
You know that one, huh?
Because it says, I got to go 94 miles. It's like, yeah, but no. So, 100 miles or so.
That ain't bad. That ain't too awful bad.
No, it's not terrible. What do you got this week, Shane? Anything going on?
I just picked up a few things. Actually, Corey picked me up a couple things also. He picked up Whiplash for me.
Whiplash.
To me, this is a beautiful, beautiful figure. Because you got the option of taking his armor off and making him look like the original, or you can have him where they're the motherboard Whiplash. It's just really, really nice looking figure. Artwork, of course, y'all know the side artwork is just fantastic on these boxes.
Nice. Yep.
And then this guy on the back, you've got the classic Merman, Grizzlor, Buzz Off, and classic Faker that they'll be coming out with. And John picked me up Ram Man, so Clawful's the only one I'm missing on that. And then I picked up Walter Donovan from a GameStop, and he was actually on clearance. I got him for $21.
Wow.
So happy about that. Then I didn't really get to do a whole lot of hunting. Had a lot of birthdays this weekend, my nephews and stuff. Didn't do a lot of hunting, but I do have some pictures for us to take a look at, and everybody can give their opinions on them. Just pull it up.
While you're doing that, just to give you guys a heads up, I have a tracking number and supposedly delivery of my eels from Amazon tomorrow. So,
Yeah, mine
I got
is
mine. Oh, I was going to say, I got mine going for Tuesday.
Mine is set between the 9th and 14th.
Yeah, that's why mine is too.
okay. Well, everybody just watching your bank account because I didn't have any heads up other than Kyle posting the other day that Amazon said they're shipping. They never told me that they charged me. They never told me anything, nothing. So just be aware. So
Shout out to Kyle. He got me the heads up too.
Yep. So this figure. I have to be honest with you. When I saw the picture of this figure at from San Diego, I had no idea what it was.
I didn't either.
No, none whatsoever. Is this a figure that was done at any point in time in the past, John?
Well, Vipra, the first Vipra was in the Toys R Us 1998. She come with a Rattler. Not the Rattler, but the Stinger Jeep, and she had a kind of a dark blue camouflage. So the female ninja from the Blue Ninja 2-pack is more close to the Vipra that come out in 1998. So, okay. But they didn't necessarily call her Vipra in the 2-pack. But here they're calling her Vipra, but she's in the Python Patrol.
Well,
so
she is just a repaint of the Blue Ninja, female Blue Ninja.
Right. Yeah.
But the paint on this, I love it.
Yeah.
I think it's better than the Blue Ninja to me. And the face mask is from the Zartan exclusive pack, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe you're right.
So this one from the Blue Ninja 2-pack, but after looking at it more earlier, it's definitely from the Zartan.
Yeah.
Now is that a different body than Kiko?
It looks the same.
I think the lower part may be a Kiko, which John Dave was talking about earlier, but I think this is the repaint of her with a few different accessories added onto her.
Yeah, that's Zorana's arms on her.
Yeah,
somebody did point that out. But I think because basically the Blue Ninja, the female ninja in the 2-pack was just a repaint of a Kiko.
It don't matter. Take my money, Hasbro.
So I'm seeing the Aichi symbol here. So I mean, this is she's a Rashikage. What backstory does this character have? Any in the comics anywhere, or?
I don't know if she ever showed up in the comics or not.
I don't know if she did or not either.
Now, they did do so around the Valor. I think it was around the Valor versus Venom time. They did have that 6-pack that had Storm Shadow, and it had 2 Vipra. But so she turned out not to be a single character, but like a group of female ninjas.
So it's like a Valkyrie.
Yeah, sort of, because there were two characters, and both of those were called Vipra too, or Vipra also, excuse me. And I was going to see if I could pull up on yojo.com right quick, if I can remember what year it was. It's kind of fuzzy. They put out so much there in about a 5-year period. It's hard to.
Yeah, right. But she wasn't before. She definitely wasn't Python Patrol before.
No, she's never been Python Patrol that I'm aware of.
Yeah, because Python Patrol would have been long since over with by the time that.
I'll tell you what I'll do. Let me see if I can pull up the original file card on the first one from 90. I think it was 97 or 98. So, yeah. So if you could show, I'm holding it up, Shane. If you could show, I'll show you what she looked like with the.
In just 1 second.
So this figure is definitely a counterpart to a counter to Jinx.
Basically, she was just a repaint of Jinx in the original O-ring, so you can see her there. But she's got like light blue and dark blue, like a pattern on her.
Overspray type. Yeah.
And she come with a Stinger Jeep.
Can you show it again, John?
Okay, hold on just a minute. Let me get back. Get back over there. Quit that. What are you doing here?
Yeah,
I do remember that. Yes.
Jinx,
and it says, let's see, I was going to see if I could read her file card here. It says, actually, she's got a name on this one. Ann A. Conda. Yeah, Anaconda. So you can see there, Ann. Her name's Ann A.
Conda. Yes, right. Where was she born?
New Orleans.
Really?
I hate to sing it. See, Viper was born in New Orleans, but was raised in the backwoods and swamps of Louisiana. She grew up mean, nasty, and uncontrollable. She would have enlisted in the military, but regarded soldiers as wimps. She finally signed up with Cobra, like both the name and the attitude because she liked the name and the attitude of the organization. She rose astonishingly fast through the ranks and proved herself as someone not to be underestimated, although her primary specialty is as driver of the Rattler four-wheel drive. She does need to be behind the wheel of a Cobra vehicle to be a threat. She doesn't have to be behind the wheel of a Cobra vehicle to be a threat to the G.I. Joes. She's just as effective all by herself. From General Hawk's files, where does Cobra find people like this? Vibra looks small and slight, but she drives the Rattler like she's in a monster truck show. The only thing more dangerous than her driving skills are her fighting techniques. She's one of the nastier threats to come out of Cobra's ranks and files in recent years. So that was the file card for the 1998.
Yeah, definitely a different continuity.
And let me see if I can find if I can get my phone to quit doing. Let's see. So go back one. I want to say it might have been 2006. Let me look. Actually, you know what? All I had to do was go to the bottom of that page. I don't know what I was doing. Because at the bottom it shows all the variations. So let me just do that. So yeah,
I am digging her hilts on her swords.
Yeah,
and they did do her in the Collectors Club based off of the same. But as you could see, okay, it was 2004. They did. Let's see if I can get this pulled up here. What's it doing here? Okay, go to that one. I'll cut that out. Come on now.
Which figure did you just get, Matt? The other one we were talking about, the Marvel Legends. What Legends one?
Well, I think he was talking about the eel.
Oh, did you get your eels today? Nice.
I saw where some people did get theirs today.
All right, Shane. This is Viper 2. It's a Ninja Guardian.
Cool. Thank you, Matt.
Let's see if I can show it there. So there were two different ones. So you had this one. All right, and then let's see the Viper. Well, the Viper 3. A little different. I mean, it's still all Jinx, but it's a little different.
Yeah.
And they had like little tunic things. Let me get one of her. Okay. Here's one of the pack right here. Yeah. So it come in this pack here. So you had two of hers.
Oh, okay.
And you had like I think one of them's supposed to be Storm Shadow. I think the black one was supposed to be Storm Shadow. And so they were more like
it's like a team name,
right?
Sub team.
Oh, okay. So it's like she was totally different than the others because here it just shows her as a Ninja Guardian, but it does mention the how you pronounce it. I never can pronounce it. Arashikage. I don't know why I have so much trouble pronouncing that.
Storm Shadow.
And unfortunately, the file card in the picture is so blurry I can't read it.
Yeah.
But I'll have to dig mine out. I got to set them out there. I did actually get that, but that's one of the 6 packs that I got out of those because they done so many of them. There are a couple of them I never did find. Probably the ones that are most expensive usually is the ones I never find. So
cool.
But yeah, that and then like I said in the club in 2015 they done it as a club figure in the 25th style. But basically, I think that was based off the 1998 Anaconda. Anna Aconda or whatever her name is. I don't know. Interesting character anyway.
Yeah, and I think this one has got a different backstory than the classics, anyways, and we've seen that before, which makes sense. And we talked about that.
Oddly enough, she is available still for pre-order on.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, she is still available.
Still, yes. Yeah. I don't know if she ever went down. So
she did not. I have not seen her down.
Yeah.
Well,
so there you go.
Unlike the next one I have for us, he is currently sold out for pre-order.
So they only made 6 of them.
I don't know. A lot of people talk about his mask, but I'm digging it, man.
Are you?
Yeah, I really am.
Yeah.
I think it looks a little bit better than the original to me.
What are people saying about his face paint?
Well, he looks like a Batman mask across there.
Yeah,
Or a
Tonto.
Lone Ranger mask or something like that. But
It looks like a portal guy to me.
I like it. I really do like it.
Yeah.
To me, I can see why it sold out.
I mean, man, he's got that M14 SOCOM. That's a nice rifle.
Yeah.
And that's a new rifle. That's a new rifle to the line. I haven't seen any.
Yep.
I haven't seen any of those. That's nice.
And of
That's
course,
actually a nice rifle.
He's got his shotty. So I mean,
Yeah, of course he's still going to be running around with a pump gun, but that M14's that's nice. I like that.
Yeah.
Is that not the same gun? What's his name had?
Recondo.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if Recondo actually carries that or not. Let me look. Where is he?
I think Recondo's is different.
I think it is. I was kind of disappointed in that actually because Recondo had a very M14 like rifle back in the day, but I'm not sure he does now. Where the heck is he?
Honestly, I don't know where my Recondo is.
Geez, I got them all I got them all lined up here, and I can't seem to.
I will say this: I was really surprised that they did not announce the regular version of Recondo coming out.
Oh, you know what, Corey? You're right. That is an M14 SOCOM that Recondo is got for kit.
I thought it looked like the same one. I wasn't for sure.
It is. I mean, it's not exact, but that's what this is. It's what it's modeled after. M14 and the SOCOM. Nice. Thanks. Cool. Still like it.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't like about Duke is his pants are not tiger stripe. I mean Flint. Excuse me.
Well, he's kind of like Dusty. Dusty's Dusty's pants was striped. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he should have the striping on the upper on the shirt somewhere, but it don't look like he does it?
Yeah, he's got it on the shirt.
Does he?
It's
okay,
there.
yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, see it there now. It looked like wrinkles before. Now.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's what I thought it was wrinkles.
Yeah, he's got the striping on his shirt.
I didn't say I thought it was wrinkles too. Yeah, I see what you're talking about now.
Yeah.
But
I don't
really
think
do
it's
like
a bad looking figure.
Okay. I have no gripe with him. Take my money, Hasbro.
It's funny because Viper, I don't do because the Target exclusives usually we can find in the store, so I don't pre-order those. But as soon as they went up, Viper sold out just like that. And then later, when she come back available, I said, "Well, I better jump on it because if she sold out so quick." And then turned around, Flint sold out, and they ain't put him back up yet. So I may have pre-ordered the wrong one. So
now just go to Target, tell them Indiana Shane, and that will hook you up.
There you go. But I figure they will. I figure they'll still, when they hit Target, they'll be all over the place.
Timothy says he's still up for pre-order at Target. And
here's
something interesting.
This is really interesting. Yeah, you got definitely a Mayan South American type pyramid there, and a Dodge Viper.
And a Dodge Viper.
That's kind of odd, isn't it?
Yeah. So I'm
really
well, everybody's talking about, is that a transformer back there, or the cassette that Chuckles come with? Is that a transformer, or is that Soundwave or Shockwave?
Because if you notice on Vipra, there's the pyramid behind her.
Right.
Yep.
And check out the iguana above the Python Patrol symbol.
There's definitely an iguana there. Yeah. Yep. But yeah, we got South American Incan Mayan pyramids and a Dodge Viper. You know what? I gotta say, I'm gonna guess that's a transformer.
I'm gonna say also too. Yeah, I'm gonna seeing how we've seen the transformer into the movie and everything.
Yeah. Isn't there another one that's got a pyramid on it besides those two?
I do not know.
I don't remember.
I was thinking there was 3 different boxes that had pyramids on them. I can't remember what the other one was.
I'd have to go through.
I think it was a Shadow Tracker.
Oh, I haven't seen a box for him yet.
I haven't either. Yeah.
Or maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah, they were in Peru, weren't they?
Yeah.
With the Beast Wars movie. So interesting. I think that there's only one way you could even get a Dodge Viper at an Incan or Mayan pyramid, and that would be if it was a transformer.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Well, is this means they're gonna make 1/12 scale transformers?
Hey, is it? It's not.
Wow.
Is it a convertible? Can you tell if it's a convertible or not?
Yes, it
is.
I don't
It
see a
definitely looks like a
colored
convertible.
Because
Yeah, I
that
don't see
wasn't one of the you know because they put the bicycle on shipwrecks box was from one of the PSAs from the cartoon. You know
Yeah.
when Flint went on vacation, he was driving a red convertible.
He was. He was driving a red convertible
Yeah.
Viper. He was, yes.
So I wonder if that's homage to that.
Oh, there's a reference for you.
Yeah.
That's
It's
interesting.
definitely a Viper.
Can you zoom in enough to see the registration in the glove box to see who that car belongs to?
We
or-
can get pretty close. But it gets a
Some
little
guys
story
will-
after all.
Wait a second,
Sometimes
that's Lady
they-
J's car. Oh no!
Sometimes they're on Flint's salary. That's a rental.
Oh no, that's Scarlett's car. What is going on here?
Uh-oh. Lady J ain't gonna like that.
No, I don't know. I'd be more worried about Snake Eyes if I was Flint. He doesn't seem like a guy that
No,
would let you
Snake
live
Eyes
long
is
enough to
all
hold a
talk.
grudge.
Snake Eyes is all talk.
Hey,
Wait,
you
no,
know,
Oh.
hey, he probably asked Snake Eyes if he could date Scarlett, and he didn't say anything, so he took that as
Yeah.
a
Yeah, that would be a dangerous game, I'm afraid. Yeah. Like I said, I don't think he's the kind of guy that wouldn't let you live long enough for him to hold a grudge against you. So.
I think Snake Eyes said something, but he's only mastered one sign language. So, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You notice he's still got his scar on there
He
across
does.
his eye.
Yeah.
But does it not look like a different head sculpt to you guys?
Well, it's kind of hard to tell with that paint stripe across
Well,
it.
that and it's an artist rendition, which kind of.
Well, this is the actual box cover.
Where is
So, I mean, it kind of looks different. I don't remember on the other one if he had a dimple in his chin. You know,
grabbing mine?
I don't think he did.
I don't remember, but
Let's see.
if they would have done a different head sculpt, that would have been a good one for Falcon to replace that hideous monstrosity on his head.
Well, there's a dimple in his chin.
Okay,
He definitely
so,
has the scar.
Yeah, you can see the scar there on his.
I don't know. Look at it. I mean,
Let me
I
get
got
you
it
pulled up there.
I got it up to the camera if you want to see it.
Uh,
I'm guessing it's the same head. You think?
Yeah, I'm going to have to say yeah.
I'm going to say yeah. I think Corey and I agree on that. I think it's the same head.
It possibly is.
the whole because
I
it's
think
the
it
same harness and everything, right?
Same chest rig, all of it. Yeah. Nice. Excuse me.
But I do, like I said, I do like that one there. I like both of those, to be honest with you.
Uh-huh.
Sorry about standing up in front of the camera like that, but
Oh, you good?
I should have shut it off. But anyways.
I do like both of those figures myself.
I suspect, guys, we're going to be quiet for a while. I think we will be quiet until PulseCon.
I hope so. I don't know if I can handle any more.
Well, I'm going to tell you guys, I was just starting to look at pre-orders today, and I wasn't real happy when they sent the 4 figures, when Shipwreck, Torpedo, Rock and Roll, and Copperhead came out 2 months early. And when Kyle said that the other day about the eels, I wasn't real keen on that either because, again, that's a month early. But now I'm kind of looking at some of that big bill getting dwindled down. It's not as bad as I thought. September might be a little more manageable than I was thinking at this point in time.
Well, if the rumors are true, the Hiss is going to ship mid-September, from what I've been hearing.
Yeah.
But we've already paid for it, so that's a good
Well,
thing.
yeah, I mean but still, I mean there's still a bunch of stuff for September 15th, and then October. I'm afraid October is going to be a big one, and then again, PulseCon's in October, I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
We got November and December shaping up to be a heavy Joe month too.
Yeah, they did it to us again, and
I like it. I'm not gonna lie.
I love that we're getting product. I really do, and I this is going to be one of these deals where I will actually be. I'm 80% happy with it. 20% is, geez, it's a bit of a kick in the wallet, but
it is.
But you know what? Come January, when from what Emily is saying, we will finally be completely caught up, and pre-orders and artist renderings are not going to be 6 months before you have the figure in hand. I'll be pretty happy with the way it worked out. Especially if we're going to get a vamp, especially if we're going to get, the yeah, right, all of this stuff, and I'm good. I'm
them being going to be retail, sets is going to be great.
Yeah. Yep. So it's okay.
I've heard that Canada's already getting trouble bubbles.
I saw that.
I've seen people posting pictures of that. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
Videos.
I also saw some in China getting them too already.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense because they always get them early there.
Right down the road.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. McFarlane is still chugging along. Seems as though he announces a figure and you can go to a store that day and find it.
Sure enough.
He did that this past Saturday with Captain Atom. Hey, Captain Atom's in stores now. We didn't even get any heads up that he was coming out at all. Sure enough, the lady was nice enough to go out back and find me one. But she could not come up with the Vampire Superman because they said, it says we have 6, but it also says they're in transit. So I checked another Walmart in Leeds, and they said, oh, we have 3, but I have no idea where they are because a separate crew is coming in to do our reset, and we're not allowed to touch any of that stuff. So to date, I still do not have a Vampire Superman. Corey offered the other day, and I just was expecting to have one, and I still do not.
Cases. I found 3 cases at all our Walmarts. 3 cases of Vampire and 3 cases of Atom, too.
Which Atom is it?
It's Captain Atom, silver. He's completely silver. Got the red nuclear symbol on his chest.
No, I hadn't seen that. I saw like 2 different the Atoms, I think.
Oh, the Atom. Yeah, that's a comic. That's the other line. Atom Smasher you're talking about from the movie. Yeah. The big blue guy, blue and red outfit, fully masked.
Well, no, I think this was it would look more modernized, look more, I don't know, I saw it at Target yesterday. I hadn't seen it before, but it was Atom, and it didn't look like the movie version of him.
Another thing I've seen at Target.
It looked more like the version from the Legends of Tomorrow, but I don't think it was.
No, that's the comic, the Page Crashers, the white box.
Yeah,
I have him. That's actually a nice figure. That's a Ray Palmer album. That's a good figure.
I know the Target in Florence. They're putting out old stock because I reckon they was redoing their store. They're actually putting mega figs with dust on them.
Oh yeah.
I did see the not the Blue Beetle movie, but the comic Blue Beetle from the 80s.
The new one. Yeah, the new one, yeah.
That's the one. That's the Blue Beetle I remember reading.
Yep.
I read a few of those.
Ted Cord.
He had the big ship that looked like the Beetle.
Yeah, the bug.
Yeah.
I'm still chasing the Holy Grail and trying to find me a Nightfall's Bane.
I think McFarlane has said flat out that Bane is not going to be reissued. So I don't know, man. I hit it just right, and I finally found a Bane. But you got to figure that figure is going on a year old now, as far as release date goes. So finding one at retail, unless you find an oddity that was stuck somewhere. But to be fair, Man-Bats are still showing up, and Man-Bat was the wave before Bane.
Yeah.
I don't know. Man Bat was one of my figure of the year from last year. Remember? So,
But
let's.
this old stock stuff is happening everywhere because you guys know I collect Legos also, and I walked into one of my WalMarts the other day and I was looking for the Mandalorian Starship,
Mm-hmm.
and I had never seen one there, and walks in and there's one on clearance for $30, and I'd never seen it in that store at all.
The claim is that some of this stuff has been bobbing around in shipping containers for literally a year or more, and it's just now seeing the light of day because that's finally getting cleaned up. I don't know if that's true or not.
And like Corey said, it had dust on it, so it had been sitting somewhere and just sitting there.
Right?
I can't remember what one of the mega figs was, but the other one was Clayface.
Yeah, Clayface.
And I got him about 4 or 5 months ago.
Oh yeah, no, he's the wave. He was in the Man Bat wave. He was the wave before Bane.
Right.
So, and I'll tell you, the strange wave, the wave that's gonna shock people, because it just kind of came and went, and no one really paid any attention to it, was Frankenstein. That's actually a cool figure.
I seen one of them day before yesterday too.
Yep. That one I think is going to shock people because once it's gone, and I don't think they were produced in large numbers. So I don't know. I just don't know. I do like what McFarlane did with the equal thing that gave everybody a fair shot at these. And I will tell you, now that they went up online for sale, tells me that Comic-Con didn't go as well for some vendors as it has in years past. And
I don't think it went well for anybody, to be honest with you.
This equal thing, they didn't promote it well enough. Like Tim didn't even know about it. I mean, I got the email because I had signed up for it, but I don't think anybody even knew. So we signed up. We got everything we signed up for. And then
so I didn't know about it.
Yeah, that's what they're going with. All of these gold labels, a lot of his exclusives are going to be through that equal now. They're not going to see regular orders. So this is the Comic-Con Batman. It's sealed up tight, and this one, this one's going to stay that way. I already know what's in here. It's basically it's this figure with some black, and the gray is a little darker. He's got the black comic accurate forehead on the blue cowl. So I will keep this one sealed, but this was other than working on Terradromes, which I was kind of surprised nobody showed any interest in that extra Terradrome. So I cleaned it all up and finished one, got the second one using it as a base. So it's really cool.
Oh, your base has a base.
My base has a base. And I am going to build a mechanism and a platform where the top one swivels out of the way so that you can still use the top of this one, the interior of this one. And when I'm done with it, I will show you that there's a surprise in the lift mechanism on the bottom one. It will not lift a fire bat up into place any longer. It will lift something else up into place. So when I get that done, I will show that to you.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to tell you anything about it until I get it finished.
Dave, you seen the Clooney Batman wave?
The what now?
The Clooney Batman wave from McFarlane.
No.
Mr. Freeze, the Arnold Schwarzenegger, he's going to be the build-a-figure.
Yeah,
it's going to have Uma Thurman and Chris O'Donnell and Clooney. And I reckon he's going to be the build-a-figure.
I have to be honest with you, Corey. I don't collect any of the movie figures. I just do comic-based figures. I don't do any of the movie figures.
I don't think I'm going to get it either. I think I'm going to pass on it as well.
Yeah. I mean, I got the 89 Batmobile because that's just an awesome car. And I got the Batwing because it's just an awesome Batwing. But it's coincidental for me that they were in the movies. Do you see what I'm saying? I really couldn't care. I just like the comic stuff.
The only reason I didn't get the Batwing, I ain't got the space for it.
Well, I mean, it's hanging. Believe it or not, when it's hanging on the wall, it's kind of cool because it doesn't take up as much space as you would think. It's just, well, I'm not going to move the computer, but it's right there.
I did myself get into the Batman stuff this weekend.
Oh, there he is.
I'm Batman. This is a little Lego polybag they call. It is pretty neat. I mean, the reason I bought it is because most of the time the Lego minifigs, the capes are just cloth.
Yeah.
This one is actually solid.
Nice.
You can see there.
I'm glad you found it. I know you was talking about looking for it last time me and you was at Walmart.
Yeah. I found it, and I also found the Doctor Strange polybag also. And to me, they're just these little things are just cool.
Sure, yeah.
And he's got the cape is the same way. It's solid cape. It's solid mold cape. It's pretty neat.
Cool.
Rather than the little cloth ones. If you've ever bought in Legos, you know what I'm talking about there.
I like he's got the portal ring behind him.
Yeah, he's got the portal ring, and it looks like a little town behind it, little buildings. You can see that. I don't know what the bottle is. Maybe it's Jim Beam, I guess. I don't know. Oh, PG 7.5, Shane. Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
We'll call it an adult potion.
All right, so here we go. It is 8:44 by my clock. Says we've been on here 1 hour and 42 minutes. So, as promised, I want to give Corey our very own Viper Island. I want to give him an opportunity to rant and rave and be a doomsayer on Marvel Legends or any other line that is demise.
Well, it's just this line right here because I love it so much, and they're running out. To me, they're running out of characters, and you got to have your mainline characters, but it's never going to be like. I got started the Cassie Lane Build-A-Figure wave. I actually liked that Ant-Man movie. I may be the only one, but I don't know if any of y'all have seen the.
I liked it. It was pretty good.
Okay, well, this is the main bad guy Kane here.
They made him too goofy, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, I'm going to tell you right now, here's what I hate about him. He's got double jointed elbow. That's great, but that's all the range you get. That's it. Because I reckon he's got this deal going on here, which I got the comic book, but I don't know where it's at. But he's got some limited articulation, but they could have done better on that. And here's one.
The Emma Frost was the same way. I saw somebody posted a video where they actually cut her cape off and cut it down, and it looked pretty good.
And here's another one from that wave, Ultron. And this is what gripes me about this. And it's an okay looking Ultron, but they come out with one about 4 or 5 Build-A-Figure waves ago. We don't need this one. See, to me, that was just wasted. That's
same figure, is it not?
That's a little bit difference in them. One's got a shaded color. There's different tooling on the heads. And this one right here, the oldest one, you can put his little blast effect in his mouth. The other one, he's got one, but I don't know where it's at. But you can't do that with him.
Nope, didn't you even have spikes or something on his shoulder? Or am I seeing that right?
Both of them got spikes on them.
Oh, they do? Okay. I just couldn't see the light on them.
Same hands, everything. It's just, well.
I cannot disagree with that statement right there.
That's just wasted. I mean, I think it's like 3 Build-A-Figures back. It's wasted.
Yeah, but this comment right here is kind of what I believe we're seeing.
Yeah, but that isn't new.
Yeah,
that's not new. We've been buying mini statues for quite a few years.
Yeah.
Where it's always been this way. That it was, look, is it pose a bit? Is it articulation or is it sculpt? And those two have been running headlong into each other for a long time. Let's face it, there are certain costumes that are just not conducive to articulation.
Yeah.
But go ahead, Corey. Sell it. Come on, sell it, buddy.
In my round on a good note.
Come on.
Ram man, gotta love him. Rubber pants, gotta love him. Now I think he could have cut back on some of his accessories because this right here I'll never use 90% of it.
What is that?
His stone broke up harness, his two heads and 2 heads. I think it could have got away with extra set of hands for him. I really do. And this ain't a new figure. I think it come out last month. But WWE, you can't go wrong with Brother Love, man.
Oh,
we're gonna end it. He even comes with his book of love. Anybody 80s wrestlers? We've never had one of these before. That's the first one we got. His little book of love there, and that's pretty much all my ranting this week from Redneck Islands. I'm gonna call it.
That's it. That's it.
That's this platform to rant, and that's gonna short us. That's it.
Well, I mean, nothing. But here lately, the Marvel Legends has just been redoing over like the San Diego Comic-Con Marvel Legend offering. It was basically just Deadpool and Bob with new bodies.
I got to tell you, Corey, I'm pretty disappointed. The other guy on Viper Island's got that little kid that sits there and agrees with him and everything else.
Yeah, I mean,
You come up with
if I had one like that, I'd probably get locked up for child abuse.
Well, this is 5 minutes. We only got 5 minutes out of you, man.
Well, I wasn't prepared for a super rant.
I don't know, man. We're gonna have to have a serious chat offline here.
I only had like 5 minutes. I only had like 5 minutes to prepare.
Holy crap! But we got 2 hours to fill here, and you know,
Viper Island, man, he do a lot better job than that. I mean,
come on,
you give me a day, man. I'd feel 5 hours.
That's ridiculous. I'm very disappointed.
You give me a day, I could feel the whole show, man. It was nothing but rant.
Oh, I'm kind of sad now. I'm really sad. I'm glad the show's
even your video I'm gonna have to just pull it up and show it. I guess it was longer than your rant tonight.
Well, another thing that really is getting me going on the whole controversy, the G.I. Joe and Valorverse. You're gonna have to pick one. Pick the Vamp or whatever the Valorverse is. Why not buy them both?
Well,
I like both of them.
I think be a controversy, at all. You buy what you want to buy. If anybody's got a problem with what I buy, then they can start buying them for me.
I make some match my Valorverse stuff.
That argument I don't get, because you know what? This is apples and oranges. That Toyota that Valorverse is making is cool because it's cool, right?
Yeah.
The Vamp is cool because it was cool 40 years ago.
Exactly.
Right? It's apples and oranges. These are 2 different things. It's not even remotely the same thing.
Millennial crybabies griping about you gotta pick a side, you gotta be a G.I. Joe or a Valorverse. Man, go away.
I don't
have about them. Oh, you need to pick this side or other. This side or other. We're going to benefit because they're going to literally put out our money, and they're going to put out better products because they're in competition with each other. We're the winners. So I don't see why they gripe.
I don't do Valorverse, so I don't have a dog in this fight.
Valorverse is going to put out 4 of those things.
Sure.
Because right now they've got the 4 different color schemes, and they're letting people vote on which color they want first.
On the Toyota.
Right. But they're pretty much saying they're going to make all 4 colors.
Yeah.
You got the desert. The desert, you got one that's black with gray highlights, one that's the army green, and I forget what the 4th one was. But if you can go on their website right now and vote on which one you want first.
But I will say it's about Hasbro. They better not come out with a Vamp that's $170 something and try to compare it to that thing.
No, I think the Vamp, and I think they're going to probably be in the $70 range.
I think so too.
I think they're going to be in that window somewhere.
I think it'd be the same as the Valorverse figure.
Yeah.
Vehicle.
Yeah. So, you know,
And I
my
hope
man
they
right
got
there.
his tanks like that too, to put in the background of your $300 his tank.
Yeah, but we listened to that before. That's not a real his tank. And then they came up with the second tier where you could turn it into a real his tank.
Yeah.
And then they're going, well, I wanted a modern one. Well, it's like, well, they're giving you both, and it still isn't enough.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, you get, man.
Here's a his tank that comes with a real gold bar in the back of it. Well, I wanted one with silver. You know, it's like
Then they go, it's too heavy. I can't move it around. Oh, jeez. Man.
Too heavy. Go lift weights.
Never ending rant. But yeah, I'm
they
like
are.
Timothy. I'm
right there with him.
line because it's Joe, and Joe is cool, man.
Yep.
I mean, that's just me. I'm a Joe guy. I'll always be a Joe guy.
Look, the Valiverse stuff is cool, but
It
I
is
have
cool.
to ask you this. It's cool. It's neat. It's a novelty. Let's be serious here. It's a novelty. Valiverse is not going to be around in 40 years.
No, not at all.
That's my opinion. It does not have the cultural significance that G.I. Joe had. It's never going to have the cultural significance.
Yeah.
Right? G.I. Joe is a circus. Look at the characters and stuff. Most of them were not meant to be realistic. They were meant to be extreme examples of the different branches, right? I mean, seriously. It's cool. It's fun. You know, you got an S&M dentist, right? I mean, everybody, the old Village People meme popped back up the other night. It's awesome stuff. It was meant to be silly. I don't need my 6-inch figures to be, SEAL Team 6 perfect. Because it's just like, that's not what you think it is either. So, it's just, who said that? Who said that? It's a value. Yeah, no, it just doesn't. It's not ever going to either. It's just not ever going to.
And like don't get me wrong, Valiverse, their stuff is absolutely fantastic.
It's great stuff.
But I'm a Joe guy, and that's just where I will stand.
That's it.
What really kills it for me with the 6-inch G.I. Joe classified line is the weapons. They went futuristic, and if they would have kind of stuck with the classic weapons for the figures, which don't get me wrong, I like them either way, but it would have sold me a lot heavier on them.
Well, the reason that happened was because of the video game.
Yes, right.
Yeah. This line was created to go along with the video game.
Right.
And all the weapons in the video game are futuristic. Now, had they known that video game was going to flop like it did, they probably would have held off on that classified line and then redone those weapons.
But I got to tell you, they righted the ship, right?
Yeah,
they fixed that.
They fixed it. What I like is they listen to their customers and they fix the weapon issue.
And
so
you know
now
what?
We're going back to regular weapons. And they're more modern weapons, but they're regular, real weapons.
But we can't get a weapon that's not a sword or a knife out of McFarlane anymore.
Exactly.
Right? But Hasbro stuck to its guns, no pun intended. Mm-hmm. And we just talked about that. We just talked about this with that M14 that did come with Recondo, and now a repainted SOCOM M14 M1A is coming with the new flip. That's awesome. That's great stuff. But I don't know, man. Some of this stuff is we really lose track of the fact that these are children's toys.
But are they?
Not anymore. But they, you know what? The rest of the other 95% of the population looks at us and will tell us those are kids' toys. So
they're not branding these as kid toys, though, man.
And I will tell that 5% that this is a splashback to my childhood, to better days, and that's my opinion.
But they're not branding it as kid toys.
Oh no,
not at all. I mean,
they're not. Nope.
If they was trying to sell this as a kid toy, they would then have a cartoon, some type of TV show to go along with this, just like with Sigma 6 and the Renegades. Before they started releasing the figures, they had a season of that cartoon out for the kids to watch.
Yeah.
They are not branding classified as a kid's toy. No. That's why it blows my mind why they're in the kids section and not in the collectible section.
I agree.
That's just my opinion on that. They are
No,
not.
no, I agree with you.
But
No.
GI Joe, I mean, is associated with the toy aisle. I mean,
Exactly.
it would seem
Right.
weird if GI Joe wasn't in the toy aisle.
Good Lord, for
Wasn't
10
that-
years. For 10 years, it was the toy aisle. Let's be
Right.
serious.
Yeah, for real.
Right, it was.
It was the toy aisle.
And just like with Revelations and the new He-Man show, they had a season of those cartoons, that series out before they put toys out.
Yeah.
So I mean, they branded that as a kid's toy.
See, here's the catch. We've been told that there's an animated series coming, and we've been told that they are working on a AAA, which means, like Assassin's Creed, Batman Arkham series level game.
Mm-hmm.
G.I. Joe. Well, now we're being told that somehow it's all being wrapped up into the same universe as Transformers, which I think has probably put the squash to a lot of the stuff that we've been told was coming.
Yep.
So, you want my honest opinion? I don't think Hasbro wants to dump a bunch of money into media that they have no confidence that children are actually going to watch, because they're not interested in cartoons. They're barely interested in console games anymore.
Exactly.
Yep.
I mean, seriously, it's all apps now.
Yep.
I bought the new G.I. Joe game. It was on sale on the PlayStation Network. I think I gave like $7.99. I don't see a problem with the game.
It's a goofy kids game.
It
I mean, it's fun. It's fun.
It's all.
It ain't it's not Call of Duty. It's fun.
No, it's not. Right. But that's not what people want. It's an app game. To be perfectly honest with you, it's an app game. Why that thing is even put on a disc is beyond me. It doesn't need that kind of power. But hey, you know what? They tried.
Speaking
I
of,
don't need buy disc games no more.
If they would have made the G.I. Joe game like Call of Duty, that thing would have blown up. I'm telling you right now.
The last story I read on it, they said that, and I know a lot of people are going to get mad, but whether you like it or not, it's just a fact. It's a Snake Eyes based game. Yeah. He's easily the most dynamic character. You can do more with Snake Eyes in combat than you can any other character. It's just a fact of life, guys. They were talking about an Assassin's Creed type quest game where you start off where Snake Eyes is given a very specific mission, and he interacts with tons of other Joes throughout the whole game. Tons of them. They're co-ops and different missions with different other Joes and stuff like that. It was going to be very, very well done. But the thing is, things have gone completely dark. There's no more news about it. And I'm just afraid that Hasbro is trying to roll it all in with this Transformers stuff. And I have to be honest with you guys, that hasn't really worked well in the past. They're really drastically different properties.
I did see where they're doing a G.I. Joe Axis and Allies type game.
I did see that, yes. Yep.
And they kind of got me a little excited because I used to love playing Axis and Allies.
I do too.
What games do you play, John? You do the RPG stuff, don't you, on the weekends?
Yeah, we play some like deck building games. We play Gloomhaven, which is kind of an RPG game. It's actually for years now. It's been the number one game for what is it? I forget the group you go to that gives you reviews on all the games, and it's been number one on their list for some time now. But the box is massive. That thing, it weighs about 20 pounds.
Oh wow!
And
so
you can do over. There's hundreds of campaigns. I mean, we'll be playing that game for 5 years from now. We'll still be playing that game.
Now, did you get into that G.I. Joe card game that came out a year or so ago? Wasn't it?
I got a copy of it, and they're supposed to be doing an expansion to it. But
there's several expansions already. You don't remember we saw them at the Deep? There were like 3 of them there at the Deep. Remember?
On G.I. Joe?
Yeah, the G.I. Joe game.
Okay, this is a deck building game. I'm talking about.
I think that's what this was.
I think this is a card game.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this is a deck building card game.
Yeah.
I'd have to look. It's not. I got it out in the man cave, but it's anyhow. It come out last year, and they're supposed to have been doing an expansion for it. It's
See, this is the hard thing with the distance that
we
we've
played it, but I'm gonna have to go back and watch videos again because the thing about the instructions on a lot of these games like that, they're not very clear.
Yeah.
And we tried playing it, and I think we played it wrong. I think if we played it the right way, it would have been a little better. But we hadn't tried it since then, and I need to get it out and brush up on it and actually watch some videos on it. I think there was another deck builder. There's been a couple of different games, but I'd have to, like I said, I can't even remember the name of it now.
Well, another week, another episode. Corey, truly, and sincerely, very disappointed. That rant was as weak as they get.
Oh, I think it's pretty good because I got 5 minutes before I come on the show.
Okay.
We plugged this up. We hyped this, Viper Island-esque BS rant, the drama, the music, the production, the friggin' little kid in the hat, the whole spiel, right? No,
well, say I didn't lie about anything like Viper Island or make up
you probably
stuff that may or may not come out.
If you'd have lied, it would have been a guarantee that you got to come back. Right now, it's all a big question mark because I know we're all pretty disappointed.
I didn't even hear him say the line was ending. Where was that at? I missed that part. Next week, we'll have a 10-minute rant about his 5-minute rant.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, here's the deal. If any of you watching would like to come on here and give a better rant about anything, including his rant, let us know. We'll put you on. Because that was just.
That was back next week. Give me some time to plan.
That was pathetic. Well, maybe. I don't know. I'm pretty hurt, actually.
Rich, I'll pick the subject.
I'm going to have to.
I used up my invite for this week. Where's mine going?
I'm very sad. I'm just sad.
I can rant about people pushing people down at Target all day long.
Oh, Lord.
Nancy asked if you could.
Like Alabama fan.
Nancy asked if you could do your rant again. She said she fell asleep during it. She missed.
Yeah, see, it's just sad.
She thought she slept for 30 minutes because she said when she woke up it was over. And I said, no, it only lasted 5. So she didn't get in as long a nap as she thought she did.
It was so bad our number one fan bailed on it. That's pretty bad, man.
I thought I was the number one fan.
Oh, no, that's definitely Nancy.
This is terrible. This is just terrible. That's horrible. Hey, whatever. We got to go before this costs us money.
What are you trying to say? Is it going to be like the last Marvel movie I stole off the internet and I think they owe me money for watching it?
Yeah.
Hey, what you got there? Got to show up for Marshall one last time.
There goes. Oh, jeez.
I say what you kick you in the knee because you're old enough and your knees messed up. You went down like a light. I mean, just straight down.
Terrible.
That's bad. You spending something that's on sale at Ollie's for like $15 now. That's just messed up, man.
So, no doubt, guys, there was something we were supposed to talk about this week that we didn't. Maybe we'll talk about it next week if we remember. But thank you. We had some new contributors. Thank you, Brandon. Matt was here. Timothy, as always.
Bill.
Nancy,
number
one fan.
Watch this podcast. If you don't, I will come to your house and rant and raid your refrigerator.
Well, they're not afraid about the rant now, for sure.
Oh no, boy, some of them will welcome it.
Something to fear.
I'll have more than 5 minutes to prepare next time.
I'm not convinced of it.
I don't know.
You said something to me today when I seen you to drop off Whiplash, but no, you waited like 5 minutes for the show to come on.
Whatever. If it meant something to you, you would have just been all over it.
I bet if you called Viper Island right now and got him, he could go for 30 minutes easy without any prep work at all.
Easily. And no one would fall asleep.
He probably ran about us calling him so late at night.
Well, say if I was on fire, I'd be 20 minutes making nothing but Canada jokes.
Duh.
The power of the button.
Y'all had the song build up.
Oh, there it is. Well, he's like, what happened? All right, that's enough. That's enough for this week, right?
He was trying to turn his mic back on. I have the power.
I do have that one sideline, but I don't want to use.
Did I tell him to be quiet?
Okay, gentlemen
All right,
and
guys.
Corey, it's been a great week. That's enough.
Good night, everyone.
We'll have something to talk about next week. Probably somebody
Maybe.
making a better rant than what Corey did. That's just
Oh, you
terrible.
wait. I'm gonna have a rant about this show coming out on Facebook soon.
In all seriousness, thank you for being here. And let's get out of here. I'm tired. I'm done.
Good night, everyone.
Well, have fun. Good night, everybody.